Okay, so happy team call. It is June 19th, 2018, 8 o'clock Tuesday nights. In case you forgot, that's when we meet. I feel like my Southern drawl is going to start coming out because I was just talking to Becky and she's got that beautiful Southern belle. She's got that beautiful Southern belle thing, and I don't know, just whenever I talk to my Southern belles, it just brings out my drawl, y'all. So I am super excited tonight because what I was intending on our team call to be was to really talk about something that's going to help you slay some sales. Okay, it's my number one way of making money, and I know it's a lot of other leaders' way of making money too. And I don't know anybody that's against making money, right? Nobody's against that. Nobody's against getting sales.
I'm ready to make some money.
Let's do it. So there are several ways to make money in this company. The first way is with parties. You can do online parties. You can do home parties. The second way is with vendor events. You can book at your local church when they have their annual fair. You can book at like a vendor event like that they have like like if you have any festivals or wine shows, or there's all kinds of different places that you can find vendor events. And then the third way to make money beyond just cash and carry with your local neighbors is something called Playdates. You don't have to call them Playdates. You can call them anything you want, but a Playdate is essentially a one-on-one conversation with you and one other person. And what I love about Playdates is it gives me lots of time to really dig into that person's concerns, what they love, what they don't love, so that I can formulate my approach to be the winning combination to their wallet. Okay, that is essentially what it is. And it's not, I don't think that's sleazy. I think I'm basically trying to fill in the gaps. They love their foundation. I'm not trying to sell them foundation. If they are like head over heels obsessed with their lip sugar scrub, I would never try to sell them that, because that's a waste of my time. That's an uphill battle. What are they not happy with? What are they totally disappointed in? And moving from there, right? So this month alone, I have 4 play dates scheduled. I think I'm going to book my 5th one. She's on the fence. We're still trying to work out some dates. It might not happen till July, but I, on average, have 3 to 5 play dates a month. I've really kind of gotten away from parties. I might schedule in a party here and there for people that want them, but I'm not actively pushing parties. And it's not because I don't like parties. It's just because it's harder for me to get them. It's a lot easier for me to ask one person to come to my house than it is for me to ask one person to clean her house and host all of her friends. Do you see how that seems like the yes comes a little bit more freely? And so for me, I can crank out play dates right and left, and 4 or 5 play dates a month will equal $500 to $600 or $700 a month in PRS. And there is nobody that's going to be upset about hitting the 500 club and having $500 or $600 in sales, because you got all the commission on that and you got all the rewards on that. You didn't have to share it with a hostess. It's all yours, right? So you double down on your benefit by having these smaller, more intimate kind of conversations. So a couple of the things, now that we've talked about what a play date is, that I want to talk about is that play dates can be super informal, or they can be super regimented and you can have a schedule. This is my approach, and you'll find what works for you. My approach is when they show up, hey girl, hey, give me a hug. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you showed up, because I've been stood up before, right? So I'm so glad that they even showed up. And then I take them right into my room. Now, before I had my room, before I had my studio, it was my kitchen table. Okay, so don't feel like if you don't have a Marie setup, because Marie's been doing this for 3.5 years, that you can't do it at your kitchen table. What you want to do is find a place where you have really good lighting. Okay, you don't want to go to your bathroom. You don't want to go in your kitchen. So a lot of this recessed lighting is terrible. Like the recessed lighting shines straight down from overhead. That's terrible lighting. You want to go somewhere where you can open a lot of windows and get really good natural sunlight. If you don't have like a Diva light or any other kind of like custom photography lighting, then you want to go where you have natural sunlight, okay? And you want to make sure that they're set up somewhere comfortable. It can be at a kitchen table. That's where I used to do it. And then I made sure that I had everything set up before she came over. So what I would set out, and when I first started, was everything that came in the kit. I would just literally lay out my kit. I would even put well, we didn't have a purple bag. We had a little black case. So I would even put the little case out there with like some little, like a catalog and some other things in it, right? And then so when she came and she would sit down and I never even talk about products for probably the first 10 or 15 minutes that we're together, maybe even 30 minutes. My average play date is an hour to an hour and a half. So make sure you schedule yourself accordingly, depending on how much you're going to do with them. My first 15 minutes easily is just talking to them. It's just saying, so, well, like even the first 5 minutes is just shooting the shit. It's literally just, so what's going on? How are the kids? That is your way of bringing yourself down and in a way that makes you very normal to them, right? Like no pressure, very casual, very comfortable. Oh my God, my kids are doing the same thing right now. They're home from summer break and they're just driving me up the wall. And now we're relating. And when they can relate to you and they feel like you're like them, they're going to like you more. Right? So you don't skip that 5 minutes of catch-up time, because a lot of times these are people that you probably have hung out with before, or they're local to you that you don't really like get to see very often, right? Like, I mean, it could be your sister that you see every day, but it could also be, you know, Judy from down the street that you've seen in passing. Maybe she goes to your church, like wherever it is, you don't really have that kind of like big relationship with her, right? So you want to take some time to cultivate a relationship. This is network marketing, right? It's relationship marketing before it's anything else, okay? And then after I like spend 5 minutes or so just kind of like getting to know them, I make sure I ask them if they need water or if they want coffee or something, like a good hostess would do, right? And then I start asking them about their routine. So tell me what you do from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed when it comes to your face. That's a very generalized question, and it can lead you down so many paths. From the time you wake up until the time you go to sleep, tell me what you do with your face. Right? And so they'll tell you, well, I wake up and I wash my face, or I take a shower, then I moisturize, and then I do some makeup. And what products are you using? What makeup are you using? I just use this BB cream I bought at Walmart, and then, I'm always in a hurry, so I'll do some mascara and maybe some lipstick, and then I'm out the door because I don't really do a lot, right? Or I wake up an hour early so that I have time to really put my face on, because I work a very professional corporate government job, and I have to go in there like, the devil wears Prada. I came to do business. So like that already is a signal. Like what they do in their morning routine is a huge indicator of how you want to navigate your approach. Right? And then they might say, and then, then at lunch I go and I reapply in the bathroom. Or they're like, I don't even carry anything with me. I have chapstick in my car, and then that's it. Okay? And then at the end of the day, I just go to sleep. Or at the end of the day, I have a 5-step routine. I got it from Rodan and Fields. It was $500, and I have to do this step, then this step, then this step. And then then I go to sleep. Okay, so they're going to give you a lot of information in that question. Your next question is going to be, so where do you feel like it's not working? What is working? What isn't working, right? Because, I love the 5-step program from Rodan and Fields. Good. Okay, fine. I'm not going to talk to you about skincare. I wish I had this or this or this. Right? Okay. All right. I'm formulating a plan. Okay. Now let's talk about your skin a little bit. Do you have oily skin? Do you have combo skin? Do you have dry skin? Do you have sensitive skin? Well, I don't know. a lot of customers. You'd be surprised at how many customers don't know their own skin type, okay? So you might have to dig in a little bit deeper. You might have to say, well, do you feel like after you wash your face and you moisturize, after a few hours it feels dry again? Does it get flaky and cracked? That might be dry. Do you feel like by noon you're shiny all over and you feel like everything that you put on your face is totally melted off? That might be oily. Do you feel like when you put on makeup and stuff like that, depending on the brand, you get terrible breakouts? And even just like my mom has a very bad skin allergy, even like certain soaps and detergents will cause her face to like significantly break out in an itchy rash. So if you're able to educate them and break that down, then they can decide, well, I think I actually have combo skin. I think it's dry around the edges and slippery up the middle. All right, I got you, girl. Rose water, immediately. Rose water. Why? Rose water balances the pH in your skin. It's going to help regulate the dry and the oil and bring them back to a more harmonious middle ground. If they just told you they had combination skin, don't they want their skin to be balanced and harmonious and at the middle so that their nose isn't all slippery and their cheeks and jowls all dry? I would say yes, they probably do. Okay, so and we're still having this 15-minute conversation, okay? Then I will ask them, what products have they tried? Like, where are they shopping? Like, are you going to Ulta? Are you going to Walmart? Are you shopping at Target? Are you buying all your makeup from Amazon Prime? I don't know where they're shopping. Like, where are you buying your makeup from currently? Okay? The next question I ask, have you ever tried Unique? I hope you guys are writing these questions down because this is like my formula for success. Have you ever tried Unique? Now, some of them are already my customers, and I know what they've tried, okay? But I just want to give, like, if they have tried it, and I know that they've tried it, have you tried anything else besides what you've bought from me? Unique, okay? And then I let them talk about it, right? Yes, I tried the 3D Fiber Lash Mascara, but I thought like it was a little bit too much work, or I absolutely fell in love with the 3D Fiber Lash Mascara. That's why I wanted to have this meeting because I fell in love with that. And I thought, well, let's see what else they got. Okay, you never know what's going to come out of their mouth. And then you want to ask them, after you've asked them if they've tried any Unique, then you want to ask them, what do I ask next? Hold on, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Ask them what they want to do with their makeup look. Do they want to learn like contouring? Do they want to learn smoky eye? You know, what is it they feel like they wish they could do that they don't know how to do, right? Because this is your chance to give them the tools and the resources to make their makeup game better, right? So you have to know where they want to go. What is their end destination? Do you want to learn about contouring? Do you feel like your concealer's always creasy? Do you want to get some brows? Like, what is it like that they want to learn? Because if they said yes to a play date, it's probably because they saw you on live or they see your makeup game and they're like, okay, I think she can help me. Okay, so now how can you help somebody get where they want to go if you don't know where to go? Right? So you have to ask them, what do they want to learn about? What do they want from that time together? And then you get started, okay? And then when you get started, here are a couple of very important tips. You want to make sure that all your brushes are clean and sanitized. You want to make sure that you have disposable wands for all your lip glosses. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them at Target. I don't know about Target, actually. I bought them at Sally's, if you've got a Sally's or any other kind of beauty supply store. They're literally lip gloss wands, and they're disposable. You want to make sure that you have disposable mascara wands, because now that we have Epic Mascara, people can sample the mascara with the disposable wands. You want to get those little wedge sponges. Okay? You want to make sure that you have a clean plate or a clean, I call it a palette, but some sort of clean sanitary plate that you can put products on so that as you're using them, You're not going back in and digging back into your own personal supply, okay? You want to make sure that your hands have been washed, but in front of them, you want to make sure that you put hand sanitizer on, because that tells them that you're clean and you're professional, okay? And the last thing you want is to give somebody your kid's dirty germs or whatever else was going on. You want to make sure that you're totally hygienic and totally clean, okay? So you never let someone use your mascara wands, your personal mascara wands, and you never let someone use your personal lip products. Sugar scrub, no bueno. All of that stuff. I have a sugar scrub that is just for my tester, and literally I take my little spatula and I scoop a little bit off, and then I give it to them, and I let them rub it on. Okay, so yes, it cost me a little bit, but now it's double points. Now's a great time to rack up that Y cash and invest in your business with all that Y cash. You get that extra sugar scrub, you get that whatever primer, whatever you need, so that you have more stuff to test with your Playdates. And then so now that I've got it all set up, I've got my hand sanitizer on. You'll also want to make sure you have like some paper towels handy, or maybe like a washcloth, because you're going to want to like clean stuff off here and there, maybe just your fingertips, maybe they don't like something, so you'll want to make sure that that's wiped off. Another thing I have essential is my shine cloths. And I take my shine cloths and I cut them into thirds. So I take small little wedges. So if they want to wipe something off, they can, right? And it's just a small one. So I'm not giving them an entire shine wipe here, right? So you give them little tastes of it, but it doesn't taste good. So just for the record, you don't want to taste the shine wipes. It tastes gross. And then still, I haven't even put anything on their face. This is just about the setup. I make sure I also have a hair clip, because you never know where somebody's coming from and you might need to get their hair out of their face. I make sure I have a little stand mirror so that they can see what I'm doing. And I'm not talking about a big mirror. I'm talking about like a little stand mirror. It's maybe 6 inches in diameter on a little pole on a platform, so that they can pick it up and see what I'm doing. And this is so crucial, because once you start doing the awesome work of eyeshadow and things like that, people are gonna wanna see what you're doing. This is gonna be the first time in many women's lives that they have ever been taught how to apply makeup. I didn't learn how to apply makeup. I was winging it for 35 years of my life, and I've just recently, over the last 3-4 years since I've been with Unique, learned actual technique. So this is your chance to empower them to apply their makeup properly. And then when they feel empowered and they feel like they know how, then they'll buy more. It's all ending in a sale here. Do you see the funnel that I'm creating? Like, I'm literally corralling them into a big purchase. $100, $150, sometimes $200, easy, every single time. So now, the last thing I do, everything's all set up. The last thing I do is I say, what have you done today to your face? Like, where are you? Did you come barefaced? Did you just get out of the shower and put on some moisturizer? Did you put on primer? Do you still have some makeup on from work? Like, what is going on with your face right now? Because if she has on a full face of makeup, how can I show her how to do makeup? Instead, I'm going to give her a shine wipe, then I'm going to give her a mask, and we're going to get her face clean, and then we're going to start from scratch. But if she was courteous, she came with a clean face, then you can go immediately into talking about primer and the importance of primer. And this is another thing that's so important. You have to understand the the word that I want to say is the intellectual property, but the actual use of each product. So why do you apply primer? Well, it's the glue that makes your makeup stick. It fills in your fine lines and wrinkles, so that when you apply your makeup, just like you put a base coat on your nails before you put the polish on, it makes everything smoother, and then it makes it last all day long, so you don't have to carry around your entire makeup bag in your purse. My life was changed when I found primer. I never tried primer before. My life was changed when I started using primer. I push primer to all my customers, every single one, okay? Then you go into whatever you're going to do. So based on if they have dry, oily, sensitive, or combo skin, if they have oily skin, you are not going to want to give them BB cream. BB cream is an oil-based moisturizing thing, and anybody that has oily skin, it's just going to add moisture on top of their already oily skin, okay? You'll want to spray with rose water, then prime, okay? You'll maybe want to go with the touch, the liquid touch, but you'll probably want to go with a powder foundation instead, because if they have oily skin, powder foundation is better, and people with oily skin don't want to look dewy. They don't want to look shiny. They don't want to look like they're even close to oily because they already have a complex about it, okay? So you'll want to give them a powder like substance. The new SPF thing is amazing. That's all I have on my skin today. Isn't that awesome? Doesn't it look good? Let me get in close. You see me? Pretty
Beautiful, Marie. Beautiful.
Yeah, right up my nose. Right up my nose. And on the opposite end of that, if they have incredibly dry skin, then you're going to want to push the BB cream because it's going to help hydrate and get rid of that dry flakiness, because I have super dry skin and I hate it when I can see flaking in my skin. I hate that. I don't want to look scaly, right? I want to look supple and youthful and vibrant, okay? So that's an important thing when you decide which foundation you're going to test with them, okay?
What about
And then
combination skin, Marie?
combination skin, you could probably go either way. So then you would want to decide if they have a lot of imperfections, then you might want to go with a heavier coverage foundation. So if they're combo skin, you're just going to want to do the best you can, because you definitely want to spray it with primer, or spray it with rose water and primer, so that that skin is starting to neutralize itself before you put the products on. But if they have a lot of imperfections, then you're going to want to go with a heavier coverage foundation like the liquid touch. If they say, I'm a low maintenance girl, I don't really even like to put on a lot of makeup, I just want to look like refreshed, then the BB cream might be a better option, because it is a lightweight coverage, and it just dupes as their moisturizer. So if they're already using moisturizer, then they're just going to use this instead, and they're going to get enough coverage that they feel like they woke up looking refreshed versus looking like they've put on a mask of makeup. And then so then after that, then you take it from there. So you put some powder or whatever on their face. Do they need brows? Do they care about brows? Are you talking about brow products? You know, you just want to make sure that I don't do more than they ask for. Okay? So I say, how do you feel about your brows? Do you want to talk about brows? Do you want some help? I am the brow ninja. So almost everybody that comes to me wants brow help. It's fine. That's fine. It's my niche. I'm good with that. But, you know, if they said, you know, I want to learn how to like smoky eye my hooded eye, I can do that, but it's not in my wheelhouse. Do you know what I'm saying? So I let them dictate where they want to go. Because at the end, I've been keeping a list, and you can buy these in your back office. It's an 8x11 peel off piece of paper tablet, like tablet of paper. It's got a woman's face on it, and it's got like a listing on one side where you can write down all of the products that you've used. What that is a wish list. Okay? In my eyes, everything I write down is considered a wish list. And anything that they're like, oh yeah, I really love, gets a little star. Okay? So that's how at the end of this whole process, let's say we tried on 8 lip glosses. She's like, no, I didn't like that one. That gets a little check next to it. Oh my God, this lip gloss is amazing. That one gets a little star next to it, right? So now I know what her wish list is, and I can help her buy what she wants when it's all said and done. And here's the big part, and this was hard for me in the beginning. Stay out of their wallet. You are not their financial advisor. You are not their husband. You are not in charge of paying their credit cards. It is none of your business how much that total comes up to, and it's not your job to try and like minimize the cost and come back down from it. Your job is to present the facts and tell them how much they owe, because you guarantee they're not going to the guest store, walking up to the counter with all of their stuff, and then being like, I don't really have the money for this. No, they're not expecting the cashier to give them a discount. They're not expecting the cashier to like talk them out of buying those jeans that they wanted to buy. Stay out of their wallet. They told you what they wanted. It is not your job to be their financial planner. Okay, that liberated me, because I felt guilty when someone was spending $200. I felt like I should throw in a freebie. And I probably still do throw in some freebies, because $200, that's a full party, and I'm getting a lot of rewards. The least I can do is toss you a lip gloss to say thanks for coming. You know what I mean? Like, you can do little things like that, but don't feel bad about what they're spending. And to me, that was a big mental block for me. And my Playdates almost doubled in size when I started operating from a place of power versus a place of meekness and submission. Okay, so then I write it all down as we're going through, giving it a little star for the things that they like, giving it a little check or minus sign, a little tick for the things that they don't like. And then I give them a catalog, and I go through and I make little marks in the catalog for all of the things that we tried on. So they can take that book home and they can look at it again later, okay? I keep the sheet of paper, because that goes in their file. Now I know when they come back and they're like, what was that eyeshadow that you put on my eyes? It was so sparkly that I really loved. Because if you're recommending a $200 or a $300 purchase, they may have to say, well, I can only spend $100 today. Okay, girl, no worries, girl. This is what is the most important thing, right? Here, never pressure them. Never feel like if they're not spending what you recommended that there's anything wrong with it, right? That's the opposite end of that spectrum of like coming in with authority. But at the same time, if they're like, I mean, I can't buy all that, then okay, you guys know what it's like to be on a budget. But now you've got that piece of paper in their customer file, so that when they come back to you in a month, or when you follow up with them in a month, hey girl, how are all your goodies working for you? I remember you really liked that eyeshadow. Have you thought about adding that in your routine? How simple is that to follow up with them? Because then they could probably add on a $20, $26, $17 pressed shadow, right? Because a month has gone by. They've gotten 2 paychecks since then, or more maybe. Okay, that's fortune is in the follow-up. That's for another team call. But and then I order it for them. I literally order it right there on my iPad. I plug in everything that they want to have. If I have it cash and carry, then they can have it cash and carry. But if I don't, then I order it on my iPad. They give me their credit card. I enter it in their credit card, and then I just have it shipped straight to them. Okay, that was a lot of information in 30 minutes. I literally data dumped my entire Playdate process on you guys. So let's open it up to questions or comments. It doesn't have to be a question. Wow, you guys are professionals. Nobody's got any questions?
Marie, I just had a play date yesterday, and it went down exactly like that. It's exactly what I do at my job all day long. I work in a dentist office. We build relationships with people when they first walk in the door, and we ask them what they're looking for. We ask them what they need. We ask them what they're doing. We ask them what they're interested in. It's exactly the same thing. I've been doing it for 20 years now. I'm just doing it with makeup, which is way more fun.
Way more fun, right?
Way more fun.
That's awesome. And do you mind if I ask, did she buy products? And if she did,
$220 of products.
So there is your proof in the pudding that it works. Like
Mhm.
Holly and I have never really had a lot of conversations about Playdates,
Nope.
but she's out there doing them, and she's rocking them and having the same success that I am. And parties are great, and I am not knocking them. I'm just giving you guys another option in your tool belt, another way to get those sales without feeling like you're obligating your hostess to have this huge event at their house or the online thing, which could be crickets, and it's just giving you a one-on-one healthy buildable relationship with someone where you can go back over and over and over again for additional sales,
Mhm.
right? And that's also how you cultivate people into becoming presenters, right? Because the addicted become the presenters.
Mhm.
That's how I found Holly. Holly was one of my best customers. I've had to level up my PRS game since she signed up. God, I took a gutting. Because not only did I lose Holly, I lost all Holly's friends too. I took a gutting when Holly signed up, but it was new levels, new devils, and it's a
Aw.
lot easier to go out there and find some more customers than it is to find new presenters, right?
Mhm.
So if you're thinking,
There's
like,
a
no,
lot of presenters now that I've seen with Unique, and the problem I'm having is right now a lot of people that's following me on my site, which I have 400 and something followers right now, is they are telling me that some of the Unique products they can get from Wish, which
Mhm.
less than a third of what they would pay through it Unique, and I just don't know how to compete with that, where a foundation might be like 30 something dollars and they can get it for $7 there.
what I would be just caution them at is that most of Wish and other places like that, eBay and things like that, those are not coming from corporate. They're imitations. They're dupes. And so when you do that, when you buy the imitation, think about it like this. Have you ever bought a knockoff handbag and like after a couple of weeks the zipper breaks and the handle starts to like rust and get all nasty, or maybe it smells bad? My husband bought me some knockoff Uggs and they smelled terrible. One time he bought me a knockoff Rolex, and after 2 weeks the entire top part came off. So when you
Well,
buy,
that's what I kind of told them, and I said, one of my friends, she was saying that the color didn't match whatsoever, that she needed lighter color, and I said, the thing with going through like Wish or off this wall company is that they're not gonna guarantee you a match where we can.
mm-hmm.
So I've been kind of going that route a little bit.
And you need to advocate for the idea of customer service and the one-on-one care that you're going to give them. They're not going to get that from Wish either. There are so many benefits to having a presenter. Like, everybody knows what bad customer service is. Walmart, Target, you go to restaurants, it's everywhere these days. I go to drop off my clothes at the dry cleaners, and the lady acts like I'm like giving her a hard time in her life. You work the desk at the dry cleaning. I'm just dropping it off. Like, I am not your problem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So there is something so valuable in giving people customer service, like amazing customer service. They will never get that from Wish. And
That's what I've been trying to do on my website. Just get a lot of people drawn in, and then I can, a lot of people prefer stuff from Walmart or wherever. There's some things I still prefer.
Yeah. I think that's great. How about Becky? Do you have a few extra minutes? Oh, you said you had to get off at 8:30 to go to church to get the kids.
Well, I'm actually still on here. I done picked her up from church, and I'm in the store fixing check out and go home. I'm still watching you.
Multitasking like a boss.
That's right.
Okay, good. So I don't want to keep everybody else on. I would love to talk to you a little bit more about your approach with them, but I feel like it's going to be custom to you and what you got going on, and I don't want everybody else to fade fast while we're hashing that out. So Michelle,
Okay.
Holly, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna end the recording. So if you're watching the team call playback, thank you guys for coming on.